allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Y'all are going to be so caught up in this woke movement that you're going to hand your children over to the beast. You're going to be so caught up in this woke movement that you're going to hand your children over to the beast. These people want to not only teach your 5-year-old, your 6-year-old, your young children about sex and sexuality, but now they want to give the child the authority to decide what gender they want to be, even having surgery.
Do you support the government intervening to override the parent's consent to give a child puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and/or amputation surgery of breasts and genitalia? You have said that you're willing to accelerate the protocols for street kids. I'm alarmed that poor kids with no parents who are homeless and distraught, you would just go through this and allow that to happen to a minor. What I'm alarmed at is that you're not willing to say absolutely minors shouldn't be making decisions to amputate their breast or to amputate their genitalia. For most of our history, we believe that minors don't have full rights and the parents need to be involved. So I'm alarmed that you won't say with certainty that minors should not have the ability to make the decision to take hormones that will affect them for the rest of their life. Will you make a more firm decision on whether or not minors should be involved in these decisions?
I told you all that pedophilia is going to be legalized. I told you all this. They've already been talking about pedophiles having a mental illness. Now they're saying that a child should have the right to decide what their sexuality is. So they're talking about a child being able to take medication to stunt their puberty and also have surgery to remove their genitals. Do you understand where these people are going? Do you understand where this is headed? You all are so woke, caught up in this whole woke movement, that you're going to give your children over to the beast.
Senator, transgender medicine is a very complex and nuanced field, and if confirmed to the position of Assistant Secretary of Health, I would certainly be pleased to come to your office and to talk with you and your staff about the standards of care and the complexity of this field.
Let it go into the record that the witness refused to answer the question. The question is a very specific one. Should minors be making these momentous decisions? For most of the history of medicine, we wouldn't let you have a cut sewn up in the ER. But you're willing to let a minor take things that prevent their puberty, and you think they get that back? You give a woman testosterone enough that she grows a beard, you think she's going to go back looking like a woman when you stop the testosterone? You have permanently changed them. Infertility is another problem. None of these drugs have been approved for this. They're all being used off-label. I find it ironic that the left that went nuts over hydroxychloroquine being used possibly for COVID are not alarmed that these hormones are being used off-label. There's no long-term studies.
This is a specific group pushing this. That is the Democrats and the liberals. Those are the ones pushing this to have your child be able to decide whether or not they want their genitals. Do you know how many people commit suicide after they've removed their genitalia? Do they tell you this? Do they tell you what these people go through after they alter their sex? And you're not really altering your sex, you're just removing your genitals. You're not altering anything. But do they tell you the negative effects of these things? Of course they don't.
We don't know what happens to them. We do know that there are dozens and dozens of people who've been through this who regret that this happened and a permanent change happened to them. And, you know, if you've ever been around children, 14-year-olds can't make this decision. In the gender dysphoria clinic in England, 10% of the kids are between the ages of 3 and 10. We should be outraged that someone's talking to a 3-year-old about changing their sex. I can't vote for you if you can't make a decision.
Thank you so much, Senator Paul. Senator Levine, thank you for answering the question.
Look in these fucking people's eyes. They are not human. That's the reason why they took down that last live and wouldn't let me save it to edit it.